Hello, today is Friday the 13th. The month is June, the year is 2014. My name is Derek and welcome to today's video. And 13, some people say, is that of an unlucky number? Well, I guess I might be on the polar opposite. I consider it to be a lucky number. I don't know. No, I think it's superstitious to be superstitious. I don't believe in lucky or unlucky numbers. However, I think 13 is a big or an interesting universal number with a lot of meaning towards it. It's also part of the Fibonacci sequence, and that is all that I'm going to say about that number, well, 13. I'm going to go over a chart from 10 months ago, go over a few key points before we start today's daily chart. Point number one. This is where that key 26 4 times hit support was broken. And the move is from 26 down to 22. That was a $4 move, or about 20%. Within that time, that was leg one. This was leg two. This bottom has not been beat or taken out yet. That was the bottom of 1821 or 1822, I think, as if there's a difference. That's point number one. Point number two is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 up days in a row, but really 6 days going from 19 and change to 23. So that's a gain of like 3.5, 15, 16% in about a week's time. And that market rally was not even over at that point. It got up to 25.12. So it even got up higher within this movement. But that's when QE Infinity came into play. Ben Bernanke, former Fed chairman, decided to keep on adding all of these fiat debt notes into the system, inflating the currency supply large, which was very bearish for the price of silver within, of course, these heavily manipulated markets. And within heavily manipulated markets, you have volatility. This was a day of 5% gains, and all 100 of these periods averaged to 3.5% volatility. Let's take a look at today's chart now with volatility averaging at 2.13%. Major difference compared to about 1 year ago. I'm going to talk about these highs. You can see that almost all of them are lower highs, with the exception of this one. The lows are the same way. Almost every single low is a lower one, with the exception of one. Just going to put them in now. There's your higher low right here. And what was interesting about that was you go from lower low, matching high, or lower high actually, higher low, higher high. I guess you can call this a higher high as well, or higher low, excuse me. And then lower high, lower low. But I would be thinking, just possible this might be that failed breakout. Oftentimes from failed moves gives you fast moves in the opposite direction. The opposite of up is lower. That's not a fast move. Okay, so it pierced below the previous support level, really matching the previous support. And that was it. So there can be several failed moves in a row, but is this now going to be that possible failed breakdown? Keyword is possible. We now have the band, the 18 average band, that has started to rise. What did not happen was when it was correcting within this band is head lower. Instead, of course, it had headed higher. This situation, 3 periods of going sideways after this up day, and then this period here, breaking past resistance. Yesterday, the big up day, big as in 1.66, 1 2/3% gain. Huge within, of course, the low volatility. Today, as of lunchtime, there still hasn't even been a percent on volatility, 0.82%, very tiny. However, the fact that after the gain, it's consolidating and making new highs at the same time, definitely reasons for not to be bearish at this stage. Notice in here, there's 11 or so straight days at the end of January that went higher. And there has been several periods in the past or situations where it goes up and really doesn't go down for a while. And this is only now, of course, if that's the case, this would be early in the stage. I'm not saying it's just going to keep going up in the next week, but Don't be surprised, of course, if it does. It is, of course, below this line here, which means below here, bearish, above here, bullish, and this level here, neutral. So it's still in that bearish situation. It's got to get above this key point here. And what I'm looking for a bull market, I've said this on many occasions, I'm going to say it again, is on the next correctionary phase, as long as you don't have a move like this, you're going to expect it to come back to what would be a newly rising band and then break really this level here. I don't care if this is resistance established. No. It's 1990. I'm going to round it up to 20 for even terms. If this thing pulls back even just a small amount, 2%, and then breaks 20, then I'm going to be really neutral with a bullish bias. But overall, I'm of course very bullish to begin with anyway. And if I wasn't, I would not have bought on the close in here. That was 25 silver maples. And then buy on the close on this period here, which was 17 assorted silver coins. So that's because I consider prices to be heavily manipulated. If it happens to go lower, we see the 16, 17 level, will I be shocked or surprised? No. But I would be extremely shocked or surprised if the manipulation is able to be won by the central bankers throughout the upcoming years and into the next decade. To me, it's like taking a very strong person and having that strong person to hold a beach ball under the water and have that ball stay under it forever. Oh, he's going to be strong, but at some point he's going to have to, he's going to let go of that grip and up she goes. That's the type of conditions that I am personally expecting, which is why I am heavily investing my silver to cash ratio in that of silver. Within today's movement, I am liking the fact that it is holding well above this key point after yesterday's gain. I was watching the market this morning expecting this thing to go up into the high 19s, maybe even test this 20 level. Hasn't done it as of yet, but it hasn't sold off yet either. That'll be it for today's silver chart analysis, and I'd like to thank you for tuning in and have yourself a magnificent weekend. Bye-bye.